Hello and welcome back. I am Dr. Alison DiBarto Goggin with Little Black Bag Functional Medicine, and today we are talking about our 2023 update to castor oil packs. So if you watched my previous castor oil pack video, I talked a lot about how it helped me with my recovery from ulcerative colitis, something that will be my lifelong struggle, but it helped me manage my pain as well as inflammation, bathroom habits, all of those things. And I just kind of want to also point out the most amazing thing about this video is that this poinsettia that's been living here has been alive since November. So I just want to point out how really cool that is. It's like the only plant that I've been able to keep alive. So it has nothing to do with castor oil, but a little aside on what we're going to talk about today. So I wanted to go back and answer some questions about how to use castor oil packs. What do I do? All the different ways, what works, what doesn't work, how long to keep them on, what should you add, all of that good stuff. So let's start with what type of castor oil do you need to use? So number one, you want to make sure that it's cold pressed and ideally organic. I have some generic general castor oil, probably the biggest bottle I feel like you can get. It's non-GMO, it's solvent free, it has all of those good words in it, so that way I know that I'm just getting castor oil. There's nothing else extra in here with it. The other thing that you want to make sure to do is that you're leaving it on for at least like 2 hours to get the most benefit from. So there's about 3 ways, probably more, to use castor oil on your liver or your abdomen. So the number one way, some people call it the lazy castor oil method, which is you just put some on your hand or you just rub it on your belly and you're like, I'm good to go. I would put on a crappy t-shirt and go to bed. So that way is effective for skin health, maybe acne. Some people will use it on their face or their hair. For wrinkles, it stimulates oxygen, so it's really great for that. But as far as deep tissue support, deep inflammatory issues, autoimmunity, bone spurs, arthritis, that's not going to be enough because we need time for the oils to actually penetrate the skin and get through all of the layers of the skin. The next way is to take what's classically either a flannel, piece of flannel, or a washcloth, put some castor oil on it, and then place it wherever you want it. Maybe you want it on your neck for your thyroid, maybe you want it on your elbow or your foot for arthritis, maybe you want it over your liver or directly on your gut for those issues, and then taking some saran wrap and wrapping yourself. Now, this is effective, yes, absolutely, it can do the job, but with a couple cautions. So when I've done this, I found it was very hard to do because I'm trying to put the pack on my gut or over my liver and then putting one side on a door frame and trying to like spin myself around to wrap myself with saran wrap, and it's getting stuck and it's getting crumbled and it's like, oh my gosh, this is such a pain. But if I got it right, I got it right and it went really well. But if I wanted to leave it on, I had to use an ace bandage wrap to keep it in place. If I slept with it on, or maybe I sat down for a while, the pack would get mushed up and it would be moving all around, and then my clothes would get stained or it'd be on my couch or something like that. So I don't think it's as effective of a method unless you get somebody else to help you with the wrapping. And the other thing that I worry about is that with the plastics on the saran wrap, you might be absorbing some of those chemicals into your skin and kind of doing the opposite of our goals, which is being anti-inflammatory. So the same reason why I tell you don't drink out of plastic water bottles, don't leave your water bottles in the car and heat up because you're just drinking plastic. Same thing, I would not put essential oils on or castor oil on and then wrap myself with that. Then we have our final option, which is the most popular, the easiest to use, which is what we call just a pack that you can buy. Previously I used Dr. Marisol's pack. I used that one up. It got nice and gunky and good because I used it for such a long time. And then I grabbed this one. I love the Queen of the Thrones pack, but I felt like the ties were too hard on my stomach because of the intensity of my swelling and my pain levels. And I switched to this one. So it has actually a Velcro loop. And of course you just put it in, wrap it around, make it as tight as you need to, and it's just very easy to use. So my method now is the first thing that I do is decide, what am I working on? Am I working on my liver? Am I working on my thyroid? Am I working on my gut? Am I working on general anti-inflammatory? And then that helps me decide what I want to do next. Usually what I do is I take a handful of essential oils. So if I'm working on my liver, I use things like geranium, zendocrine, Meta Power, cilantro, all of those great oils. And I'll either put a couple drops in my hand or I'll just apply directly to my liver or my gut. You could also make your own spray bottle or roller bottle and put it on, and then you're good to go. The next thing I do is I add a little bit of the fractionated coconut oil to the pad. So I used to use a tablespoon and measure it out and keep that, but then I found that my bathroom was just getting too cluttered. So I use the Italian way. I'm Italian, so you just eyeball it and put enough on there. Then what I do is I kind of squeeze the pack like this to get the castor oil absorbed a little bit more, because when you first put it on, it's going to be super runny and it's just going to roll right off. You're going to make a huge mess. Some people will advise you to put the castor oil on the pack and then let it sit there for like 5 minutes, 40 minutes to absorb. I don't think you need to do it that long. If you just kind of press it together like this, make sure it's not running, and then apply it. So you see this one has a nice little divot at the top, so that way it can fit around your breasts or your ribs. You can put it directly over your belly. You can wrap it around wherever you prefer or wherever your issues are, and then leaving it on. The minimum time that I would leave these on for is 2 hours if you can. Like I said, that way these oils can get absorbed through the skin, through the epidermis and all of those layers and get into the bloodstream. The omegas and the oils that are in castor oil are larger, so it does take more time to get absorbed into the skin. So you want to be very careful with that as well. Also, you can leave them on overnight. I do find that sleeping, like I said, with the pack was much easier than sleeping with a flannel or a washcloth pack. Whatever's easiest for you. I do like to use a heat pack. So what I will do is just plug in my heat wrap and then put it over the castor oil pack. I'll turn it on at night, so that way as I'm laying in bed, getting ready for bed, I'm sleeping, or I'm not sleeping, I'm reading, maybe watching TV, doing those things. And then before I go to sleep, I do turn off the heat. You don't want to leave the heat on overnight. You don't want to burn yourself. You don't want to take any of those risks. Now, if you use a rice pack or a rice sock and you warm it up in the microwave, this pack actually comes with a zipper, so you can put a heat pack inside, and then you don't have to worry about it, and it'll cool down. You don't have to worry about burns. Just be careful that you don't overdo it, overheat. You don't want to cause any skin issues with yourself there either. All right, the next question I had is, how will I feel after? How do I know it's working? So if you have a chronic issue like me, like I've had ulcerative colitis for a while, 2020, and medical negligence almost killed me, I have to use them pretty consistently to see a difference. You might notice that you have acne at first when you start using them, especially over your stomach, because your liver is detoxing and going through those biotransformations and it's releasing. So a little bit of acne is okay. If you find that it keeps cropping up, or wherever you put the pack that you're having outbreaks or acne, then either get rid of the pack, maybe there's bacteria on it, maybe you need to wash it, do something else, or maybe castor oil just isn't for you, and that's okay as well. The other thing, especially if you use it on your liver or over your gut, basically anywhere over your abdomen, you're going to notice that you might have a change in your stools. You might have diarrhea. You might have some cramping, especially at first. The castor oil helps the liver process, which means it's going to make healthier bile. It's going to thin the bile. So when it comes out of your gallbladder, it's going to be more active, more ready to go. It's going to be flushing out, because the bile is what holds on to what our liver wants to get rid of. So excess hormones, toxins, the byproducts that our body makes. So you might have some digestive distress, nothing to be concerned about. If it lasts more than, say, a week, I would either stop using the castor oil packs, talk with your doctor, talk with whoever recommended this for you, and make sure that you're doing okay, you don't have any infections or anything like that. If you are using this for, say, your thyroid, you might also not notice any immediate differences. You might have to wait for that blood work test to come back after 30 days. So be super consistent with whatever your issue is. Don't expect overnight results. I always talk about the 10% rule, where we're looking for whatever we do to support our health and our lifestyle to make us feel 10% better. All right, so I'm a big believer in the 10% rule, which means that anything that we do should add like a little bit of feeling better. We're not going to use castor oil packs and just be cured and everything's wonderful and life is great again. We can feel a little bit different. So we want to be consistent, like I said. We want to look for those small changes, watch your blood work. Now, if you have something very obviously like gut pain, menstrual pain or cramping, joint pain, you should notice a difference within a few sessions, but keep going, keep adding things in, keep asking for help, keep working on your lifestyle, your sleep, your food, your nutrition, your supplements, all of that good stuff. So what I'll do is I will drop the links for all of the castor oil pack I use and the information there, so you can grab that pack if you want that. I'll include the different protocols for the oils that I use for gut and liver and hormone health, so you can add those to your castor oil pack to speed up your recovery. And if you're looking for personalized help, you can also schedule with me online, so that way we can go through your health history, your symptoms, and create a personalized plan for you so you can feel your best and enjoy every single day. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.